As promised, now we're going to dive into the upper chest. Oh, baby. And we are back. Part 3 of this video. I thought to myself, like, you know what? I feel like they're liking the chest days. Plus, I haven't really gone through an official chest day of just chest. So I figured, why not? The very first one was about strength. Second part was about the lower chest, where we actually start growing the muscle. But I'm also going to take you through the upper chest. And who knows, maybe after this video, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do a part 4. It'll depend on if you guys are actually down for it or not. But you guys know my way of doing things. I'm very much a heavy supersetter. Compound followed by isolation to take it to true mechanical failure. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? And I'm telling you guys this right now. I do that every other body part. That includes legs. I've been more introducing into legs than I did in the past because I just wasn't in shape to be able to handle that type of stress. That's the beauty of this, is in the beginning you might be like, dude, this is just too much. Perfect. If I were you and I had to go back and do it all over again, I would have just started doing it, but just did one set. Screw it, one set, you're good. You know you felt it. And then you build up to 2 sets, then to 3 sets, and then 4 sets. And when you start getting to that, you're like, okay, maybe I need to really hunker down on these sets versus thinking more sets equals better. You guys know this. In my head, you guys know when you've had an amazing workout, regardless of the number of sets. That's the point we want to get you to, is as soon as you feel it in your head where you're like, okay, this workout is hitting, you can facilitate that same feeling over and over and over again. Now I'm getting people saying there's literally twice a day without rest days, and it's impossible because you're either not lifting for intensity or, you know, you're on roids. I love comments like this because it's proof of why I do what I do. Why I do what I do and why I'm able to share it with such conviction and confidence is because the things that I do are so out of the norm of people, and it's because everybody puts limits on what they think is possible in every part of their life. And you have no idea how many filtering mechanisms you have before you actually, like, you know what? These filtering mechanisms aren't even from me. They're just people telling me that this is impossible. I should go find why it's impossible. Because a lot of times these things that you tinker with where you're like, this is impossible to do, you're going to break a lot of it. And what do you think that does for your confidence and conviction? The way you walk, the way you handle yourself, the way you speak, the way you are able to articulate certain things. Part of the problem is everyone wants to be this guy, right? Everyone wants to be the guy and the man now. And it's because of social media. It makes it very easy to be like, man, that's something I want because I think I'm capable of it. That's the good part about it. But you need to get to a point where you have that for yourself. And for me, the best way of doing that is by having 0 doubts in your own brain. Even if you're going on a rabbit, or what do they call it, a goose hunt? You know what they call it? You know what they call young kids nowadays. Even if you're going on a wild goose hunt where you're like, well, that was a complete waste of time. It's not a waste of time. You've squeezed out. A lot of times people think, man, like, I wish I knew more. I wish I could do this. I wish I had the confidence for this. Confidence comes from doing things under your own accord and making it happen. Unfortunately, you do have to win for that confidence. You do. But winning isn't just like binary. There's things that you win in. Choose to win in games that are worth winning. And I'm telling you right now, by going on those journeys of like, you know what, I'm tired of people telling me what I can and cannot do, what I'm capable of and what I'm not. And I'm going to go figure out what the hell that is for me. Anyways, you guys are here for the chest video, not a rant. Hopefully you guys maybe enjoyed it. But regardless, let's get right into it. Oh, what am I doing? Pump cover time, baby. Take this guy off. I knew something was off. Not actually, but I thought it was kind of a cool sweatshirt, actually. It's one I wear often. We don't need that shit here. So I'm going to show you guys how I do stuff on the fly. Because like I said earlier, when you know you hit it in your brain, you hit it. So trust yourself. All right, let's get into it. All right, well, okay, we didn't move, but I wanted to get headphones because I'm actually trying to lock in and show you guys what it kind of looks like in a set. Like with actual real violence, baby. Tommy, what are you listening to? Dude, my music taste is very eclectic. It's everything, dude. It's absolutely everything. All right. Oh, come on. That's just
That's unacceptable. May have messed up first set. Who cares? We're dogs here. You think we matter? Bark like a dog. For some reason, it works. Ooh. 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 Ah! With the death grip, baby. Come down slow. Explode back. Oh, fuck. Like a dog. Sometimes you just gotta be an animal about it, you know what I'm saying? And if you guys have been here before, what did I tell you? 100% you're gonna see me failing a few. I really do go for it a lot. That's the point, till failure. I gave everything I got to that set. You don't have to do the death grip, but I prefer doing it because it puts a little bit more tension on the chest and just helps me get to that place a little bit quicker. But notice, I'm not sacrificing on form whatsoever. Let me show you the first superset. Ready? This superset is gonna be one of my favorites of all time. Supersetting this, obviously if you have incline cables, I would recommend that over resistance bands, but dude, I really do love resistance bands. The same idea. The point is it all works. All right, time to lock it in. Ready? All right. And I cross them all the way over. A lot of people are like, that's stupid. I don't think so. And you want it to run. Actually, one thing I want to say. Your chest fibers run this way, all the way along top. So you want to follow the fibers. You follow them that way, right? You can even come up this way, but the point is by taking it out, and that's why I kind of flare a little bit with my elbows tucked in, and I'll just come all the way up this way. Follow the fibers. They run that way. Back to it. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Now you come out for partials. What's cool when you fail on those, I don't have to worry about a bench dying on me, you know what I'm saying? But those are meant to be taken to complete failure. Complete. You empty out the gas tank on that. Because then you're going to feel it like your muscles are completely just thrown in a loop like what the hell is going on. That superset for me is by far my favorite. An incline press with incline cables, it is absolute gold. And that's game time, baby. Absolute game time. And the thing is you can superset it however you want to. I just like that superset because first off, it's stupid effective, right? You have a compound movement like an incline press, followed up by incline cable flies, which is arguably the best upper chest isolation exercise there is. To me, if you ever see that opportunity inside a gym, and I know how difficult that is, and that's why I'm going to show you guys a different superset on the back end of this. You didn't have to do that, Uncle Rami. I know, dude, I'm a great guy. I don't know what more you want from me, but I'm not your uncle, so chill out on that. But it's that way you have all of these things that you can kind of pull out of the back pocket. There's so many exercises that you can implement. You know, like if I'm in a random gym that doesn't have that much equipment, most people are like, dude, what do I do, X, Y, and Z? In my head, I'm like, oh, a ton of options. Even if that machine's taken, the one I actually want, like you have a first place, second place, third place, I think we all have that. But if I haven't done a third placer in a while, dude, I mean, at least I'm doing something that my body hasn't been doing in a while. Like, a lot of times it's not about like muscle confusion equals growth. I don't know the science on that, to be quite frank. But all I know is biomechanically in general, like moving your body in different ways it's not accustomed to is probably good for your body. So don't think it's like, oh, it's a say all be all, and like, my muscle growth is now not going to be at 100%, because that's a game for losers. You ain't a loser. You know what I mean? Like, have more faith in yourself. Trust me, you'll get to exactly where you want to go. Let me show you the second part of the superset. Let's lock it in, boys. Come on now, baby. Bah. Well, I apologize ahead of time. This angle's a bit intimate, right? Let's call it what it is. But I'm going to show you guys, these are only 40-pound dumbbells, right? Obviously, I can do a lot more than 40, but I'm going to show you guys how you guys can actually make this incredibly difficult. So you can come back up like this. And so obviously a normal dumbbell press, you're just going to be popping up like that, right? Just like that. You're going to be popping up, but obviously this is light. It would take me a very, very long time to get there. But this is a variation I've seen where you actually come out like this and you curve out the dumbbells. And this is tough on shoulders if you don't have like really hot, like really, really solid shoulders. Could be a little bit tough on you, but then you come out like this. Like, the goal is I'm not just like flaring. I'm trying to feel an extra stretch along my chest, and then I come up, boom. Actually, one thing I'm gonna do is make it a little bit more of an incline. It's not for the reason, because it's relatively light, I'd rather have this and it feels a bit more steep. Maybe not, actually. Actually, I'm not a fan of that. This is proof in the pudding that we just kind of mess around, we play around a little bit. Yeah, that's actually way better. See, a lot of times the first answer is always the best. Boom. Come down slow, come back up, stretch it. I'm almost touching the dumbbell. I don't know if you guys can see from this angle. Like on the side of my shoulder almost. And then I pop up, boom. Like, I'm already starting to feel it. You know, I can't wait till I have a videographer so that way you can just follow me along. If any of you guys are actually like, or know any videographers, let me know, because then we're going to really bump up these videos, dude. And get all the crazy angles, unless you guys enjoy this. In which case, I appreciate you being here. I'll keep doing this all day long if this is what you guys prefer. Everything I think about typically has to do with, well, how would they enjoy the video even more, you know? Anyways, let's get back to the set. Stretch it out. Stretch, 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 stretch. All right, see, you know what's funny? Most people tend to drop the weight there. This is for me where I start waking up. Whew. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, let's hike down the shorts. No one needs to see that. Oh my goodness, dude. I mean, that's the thing about this is there's so many ways to get to the same result. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, like a lot of my cable flies, I'll do them a little bit differently, like stupid stuff like that. And it's just to make my body work in a little bit of a different way. And obviously you guys are here for muscle growth, you know? But the parts I'm really excited about getting into is the mobility aspects of certain exercises, pure mobility exercises. But I find that pure mobility, like routines, are stupid. It's because you can do things in a way where you're getting stronger through a longer range of motion. The mobility in my head is access to those areas. Like a deep squat with a narrow stance, toes pointed out forward, upright torso. Do you understand the amount of mobility required to actually go through a rep like that? It is grueling. And so like, I don't have to like do hot yoga to get mobile. It's just a ridiculous notion. A lot of people do it because it's a class. and they can kind of do stuff. But I don't think any of you guys here are really into hot yoga, so let's just forget that. You guys are here for a reason. Actually, that thing is loud as fuck. Yeah, dude, I was gonna say, I feel like I'm screaming right now. Thing is just absolutely yelling. Oh, superset time. What am I doing? Anyways, wow. Yeah, I know, I featured these on the last video, but what you guys are gonna be able to see, I'm actually gonna go like that a little bit. I feel like that's better. All right. And so I just like these a lot because I can get a deeper stretch on this guy. You get what I mean? And boom. And like I said, you guys can use platforms or just do regular incline push-ups. They're both great. Sweet mother of God. Nose touch the floor, sink deep into the stretch, and I do readjustments actually on the stretches more than the actual rep itself. It's because it's a lot easier to figure it out there. Because it's where you're initiating the contraction. You're actually going to the root of the movement. Because a lot of weightlifting is maintaining positions, but having the strength to maintain those positions. Wow. And boom. See, like even from there, like I know a lot of people ask me about incline dumbbell flies. If you like those, go for it. I don't like them nearly enough to be preaching them. I just don't feel much. If I was gonna go incline dumbbell flies, instead of me going like this, I'm actually probably gonna go more neutral and then come out like that. Problem is it's kind of tough on people's shoulders, and plus, I just noticed my front delts tend to take over a little bit more and my biceps, which I know, free bicep activation, never a bad thing. I mean, who doesn't? You can set it up however you want. That's just the upper chest section. You guys had the lower chest, upper chest. Like I said, who knows? Maybe I decided to do, the mid part of the chest. And the only reason I was thinking about doing the mid part of the chest is because there's an exercise that I don't see very many people doing. It's one you guys are all very familiar with, but has gotten lost in the past. That's all I'm gonna say. That's your little bit of trailer for the next video. Because honestly, after saying that, we're absolutely running it because I think it's super important to note. And it goes into the idea of mobility being instilled into a muscle building, strength building routine. If you can create strength through longer ranges of motion, that actually makes your body into an injury resilient machine. And think about it, I'm doing a bro split basically. And most people look at the bro split as in just like a muscle building, meathead. No. You can do a ton with the bro split. And that's part of the reason why I'm able to work out as hard as I am all the time, twice a day, is because I give my body ample amounts of rest. Are there some layover? Like obviously on a back day, I'm gonna get bicep activation. Obviously on a chest day, I'm gonna get tricep activation. But it almost acts as a recovery tool because you're not giving it like direct impact and direct stress. It's almost like it's just kind of just getting blood flow in there, let them know like, hey, like let's heal up. I found that it's actually worked out great for recovery. Problem is, the only thing that I will say is super taxing as a result of these 2 days, because this is my second chest day, believe it or not. I already had a chest day earlier. Probably why I failed earlier. Not making excuses or nothing. No, the only issue I have is my central nervous system. It is taxed often. There's days I come home and I'm just like completely zapped, and I still have a bunch of shit to do. I have things I have to take care of. And it's funny because I tell you guys, physical training for me is a tool. It's a tool to then amplify my real life, amplify my character, amplify my mind. It's molded my mind into something, and my decision making. I don't have confidence conviction because I have muscles in a six pack. I have confidence and conviction because of how much I put down on a day-to-day basis. And part of that for me, and it's the lever I pull on, is weightlifting. Everything else seems to just fall into place. It's training. I don't care how you train, but exerting energy and exhausting your nerves allows that real voice to then pop up, because you don't have bandwidth for bullshit to care about things you actually have no business giving a shit about. And it almost just puts you into the mode of like, all I care about is my mission, and that is it. My mission is everything to me. And part of that mission is just like, hey, my work, and it's because of what I want to have on the back end. You get what I mean? Like, it's about my family, and I want to make sure they're taken care of. And that for me has always mattered a lot since I was like 14 years of age. You know, now it sounds sexy to say, but I think people do it because they want to be looked at as the man, to try to fill in a gap of them. But for me, it's just a fundamental part of me. I don't know why, but it's just always been a part of my genetic just makeup, you know? Regardless, I appreciate you being here and I appreciate you watching. I hope this is well worth your time. Like I said, there might be a part 4 coming out. Wink, wink. There will be, probably. We'll see. But if there's anything you guys want in specific, obviously, you know, other than the workout stuff, we can do workout stuff. Obviously, I'll just keep on running those. But anything out of the norm that you don't see in my channel, you're like, dude, I'm really curious to know about this. It could be an idea. It could be a philosophical point. It could be a problem you're having. I don't care what it is. Drop it down in the comments. And if people want to hear about that, give that a thumbs up. And that way I know to make something on it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate you watching again. I really do love you all here. I have an absolute blast. So regardless, I appreciate you guys. Uncle Rami out. Peace.